Okay. So yeah, the dog just reloaded went up there. All I had to do was reload the page. It said I might lose things. I thought, okay, well, all there is the title, this video, but it didn't. So yeah, that's good because I don't need more of that stuff. Okay, so I'm gonna do some music. Oh, we have two people here right away. Didn't take long at all. Okay, so the one I think I'm going to start with, I didn't put in the title because I ran out of space, but whatever. I think you'll recognize it. I didn't know it was by this singer who I've never even heard of, but I think you'll recognize the song, so let me know, and let me know what you think. And then I'll do Ed Sheeran, Lone Star, and possibly, I believe the other one is Chaperone, so really quite a variety. Okay. Just have to reload that hopefully quickly so that it will let it scroll. Perfect. Yeah, it usually does. Okay, don't want whatever that is. Okay, usually once I reload the page, it just auto scrolls. There we go. A little bit faster, maybe. It's a pretty fast-ish song. But I never played before. If I live to be 100, never see the 7 wonders, that'd be alright. If I don't make it to the big league, if I never win a Grammy, I guess I'll be just fine. 'Cause I know exactly who I am. Better give it up, my father, when the day is done. Sometimes foolish and clumsy, but I've got friends that love me. They know just where I stay. All part of me. When I make a big mistake, when I fall flat on my face, I know I'll be alright. My tender heart I'll be just fine, 'cause nothing changes who I am. Every time my father, when the day is done, stay in my clumsy. I am meant to love me, where I stay. Of me, that's who I am. I'm a sinner, I'm steady and unstable, I'm young and I am that just repeats essentially. I know we had 2 people tune in. They're not here now. They were until I moved the window away, and I think it was just I don't know, a delay. It seems to happen though, like it's a weird kind of delay. But I understand that song may not have been for everybody. I just wanted to get that one out of the way first. I don't think it was terrible. I mean, kind of simple chords, it's true, but I don't know. There's an interesting message within it, and hadn't heard it for a while. Found it in the playlist. Really, is how I discovered it today, and thought, why not? But I do understand that those 2 people may have came in for the what's in the title, so I should do that. That's just the AC. If anybody's wondering what that noise is suddenly, a lot of people say they can't even hear it. in the video, and I kind of think, are they deaf? Because they're not going to get the most out of the video. But I mean, in a way, it's good because it could be distracting. I'm just looking for a long. I've had a couple of them kicking around, but yeah, I think one's hanging off the bedroom door, and I don't think I came down with it. The pink one, I don't know. But I don't want somebody to come wanting to hear some songs, not see me, and or not see anybody, and be like, well, I guess nothing's happening here. One thing I might wear that I'm just remembering I have. The other video last time I watched. That's actually. I mean, I guess that's better than the opposite. But hopefully, people tune in, enjoy, like, comment, subscribe, goodness, and yeah, fancy little piano playing shirt. I hardly ever wear, but here we go. Forget even what I look like in it. Be nice. Oh yeah, I can barely even tell that it's even fancy this way. The sleeves are a little bit tight, but more than I remember. And it's not like my arms have grown. I promise I haven't been going to the gym that much. I've been playing a lot of piano, but and it's kind of suede, and I don't know what I like of the material. I might not keep it on long. Make sure I have live chat on. Boom. All right. I think this song starts with the chorus, so for those that don't know it and tune in part way through, you'll catch what you missed. Not sure about that one, but that one, yes, and then that one, yes. All right. Feel the Feels. It's another one of those kind of deep songs, but something that maybe we've all done, and so it's pretty relatable, and we've all experienced, in some ways. So here we go. I found my Oldphone today in a box that I had hidden away. Nostalgia tried to lead me astray. I'll just write some. Charge the battery again. Open up the top of your names. I wonder where they conversations with my dead friends. Messages from all my exes. Kinda think that this was the best laugh. In the past where it belongs. Feeling overwhelming sadness. All the friends somehow I don't have. Seeing how my family has fractured. Growing up and moving on. He actually has fans submitting things into the actual music video of this. Of their important people, 2 or 3 of them. You're my old friend today. Oldphone today, sorry. Arguments that I tried to keep at bay. The ones that love me, I just push them away. Could tell them from the closed hands still hold some mates. If I open it gets smaller by the day. Can't tell if it's pleasure or pain. Trying to keep within my remit. I don't know what that word is, but sure. Conversations with my deceased friend. Passed away friend. Messages from all my exes. Kind of think that was best was bad. In the past where it belongs. I'm feeling overwhelming sad. for today. So full of love, yet so full of hate. I put it back inside there from whence it came. As it did what come from regretting conversations with friends, messages from all my exes. Think the kind of thing, think that this was best left there in the past where it belonged. I'm feeling as it though an overwhelming sadness. All the friends who didn't love, sitting up family and friends, growing up and moving on. I found my old phone today. And it does end with that statement, the title. I don't think it ends in me though. That's better. Well, I've flown through those, and I know I was a bit kind of slow getting started too. Unfortunately, nobody's here, but maybe they will already be here once I start doing this song. But I almost want to do another one first because I don't think I'm going to sing it. Not because I can't. I just don't think I'm going to. I'm not too sure about the words. I mean, I know there's anything on YouTube, and it may not be to escape, but certain years it might be. But it's a neat melody. It's just bounce behind the screen. It's a neat melody, and yes, and I'm not sure, but they may have made a music video in our city here in Canada, because when I searched something, I found this video once. But we don't have a subway system in this particular city. We barely have a transit system. I mean, we do compared to my hometown, but it's I don't know. So, anyway, and it might have an errand to do. But anyway, all right. I sort of want to wait until we have someone tune in, or at least because of my mind's making an association that is telling me to anyway. Maybe what I can say is I just learned this song recently as well through another musician who did a bunch of covers in a video. Really nice voice. I don't know if she was Hawaiian or some sort of Asian background, but a really nice voice. Uh, nice tones and richness and no accent. But a lot of people don't sing with an accent. Maybe she doesn't have one. I was a little confused why she showed her cat in a little box for about 15 minutes. It was a little bit ironic, and to say so, that we were talking about how there's a subscribe button in the corner. Actually, I mean, it's in two spots: the black button, but then also the other button. It's a little image, and it's actually a cat that the other person in the house used to own before I moved in. And it sounded like it was quite a wild thing. You make my heart sing. You make everything groovy wild thing. um, and this was a pure white cat as well, so that was kind of interesting. But yeah, I don't know why we need to see that. She had a whole bunch of stuff on the screen. I think it was the live chat. Don't know how you do it. Don't know why you do it as opposed to this version. But so I learned this song, and I think I'm gonna cover it. But yeah, I might just kind of hum along and do the music. Um, for those that see this while I'm playing it. Not sure if I want the AC on. It's loud in the room. This is the thing. It's loud in the room. I'm actually not minding. My arms are surprisingly adjusting to the feeling of this material, of this kind of shirt that I don't wear very often. Jordan, where is that? It's ironic because I know that Ed Sheeran does a cover of, and I've been talking about him, did some covers of his the other day. And in fact, I just did one, come to think of it. And Ravering Strangers in there. Let me go do that one. Jordan. I think there's probably more than one, and I don't want to focus too much on that name because there's one that actually is an old friend that I ran into in the summer. He doesn't have a phone at the moment. He is very low income. Oh, maybe he'll have a computer and he'll be watching at home and come across this. There's also a bit of a trigger connected to the place that I know him from, and the other ones. So, but and the other one's a distant relative, and my I guess you could say blended family, but he lives in another province, and he's now engaged and manages a store, Best Buy or whatever. But so if you see this, and that sounds like you, and your stepmother is Denise and your father is Dave, then you might be related. Reach out. And actually, we might actually be related because his last name, don't need to say it here if he sees this, but is actually the same as mine. But his, I'm going to get into the next couple of songs in a moment. I'm just quickly telling a story of one of my relatives. It was my aunt's daughter married his dad, and he was a kid who's now an adult from a second marriage. So I guess, but no, his dad's always had the same last name, same spelling too, which does make me wonder. Maybe we are. Anyway, sorry if I triggered the person who was here for a few seconds. I understand family is one of those things. Some people won't understand it because they come from a close family, but one of those things that for those of us that don't, it can be hard to accept it and possibly a little bit triggering. So I do apologize if I triggered you. And then the last song I'm going to do as well. I listened to the band mostly in high school. I think I had a CD of theirs back in the Walkman days. I'm almost 40. And I mean, some people still use them. But yeah, and I don't want to get too much into the theme of the song, maybe the general theme, but not like the theme. I don't find it to be a pleasant topic, but the song is nice. So, without any further ado, and right, the other one's in a different window, so I'd have to minimize this to get to that one anyway, and I'll see if anybody's here. But again, I'm already warm and stuffy, so I think I'm gonna. And some of our windows don't open, and I'd just rather not do that. So I guess it'll have to be this. And if I was singing, this is it's got a lot of nice notes to sing in it, and I would belt it out. Take out the bell. Take out the bell. Okay. Anyway, I'm being goofy. I would belt it out, and we wouldn't have to worry about if the AC was too loud. And this is close to around. It's about, well, when I started, it was about half an hour later than when I on here the other day. Hopefully she will tune in, or Sheila I haven't seen in a while, or anyone else I haven't seen in a while, or recently, or anybody else. So now that I've given y'all a holler to get in here, let's do this. Ooh, what's that? I don't know. Is it new again? took the piece down, burnt out. Baby, why don't I can't not sing? That's the thing. I'm a singer. Why don't you come over? Red, white, supernova falling into me. I don't care if you're down now. Red, white, supernova fall right into me. I like what you like. You like talking about. That's my type, that's right. Just tell me. I just wanna get to know ya, 'cause I didn't quite think it through. Fell in love with the thought of you and choked up, face down, burned out. Baby, why don't you come over? Red, white, supernova falling into me. I don't care that you're a stunner. Red, white, supernova fall right into me. I'm back at my house, got a cake. Maybe it's a cover. Baby, why don't you come over? Red, white, supernova falling into me. I don't care. You're red, white, supernova fall right into me. Da, 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 da. Interesting little song, isn't it? Well, it's not been super motivating because it's been kind of quiet here for this one. But I'll at least do the one more I have prepared. I don't want to jinx anything. But then again, I didn't jinx it the other day and it just kind of happened. So, 3 times I did some songs, and each time, like a minute or two after I finished it and came back to the screen, somebody tuned in. And yes, I'm flying through the songs pretty quickly today, and I think I did the other day too. But there may have been a bit of a gap. I know my computer was being a bit slow, and there just may have been a bit of a gap. But chapstick, if you're wondering. But yeah, David probably the place he didn't improve it. Is that right? Lots of people are kind of going through one. So it's I've tried to get, and I'm surprised, but I think he just, what, maybe Maxie's kind of thought, oh, he's just chatting with other people in the chat as they do. I've actually made some song requests sometimes, but I don't think he realizes that's what I'm doing. And there's been a couple of times where I've asked him to do a plug for, I hate the M word, but mental health. And it doesn't help stigma really. Uh, you know, uh, it's important, and you don't do it. But he has a pretty active chat. But then again, maybe he's seen the comment and he's in the moment not sure how to do it, because like I did it at the end of one of my videos that actually I made money on. I just had to figure out how to receive it. And believe it or not, one of the reasons because I had angelic eyes, have angelic eyes apparently. I shouldn't be so surprised really. But yeah, so basically at the end of that one, it was, I forget what I titled it. I don't even know if I did music in it. I think it was just a chat, and an interesting one too, because there was a couple interesting commenters on it. It was, I believe, Sunday night, possibly Saturday night. Um, and if the live chat does display, you'll see Michael and Joshua on it. Um, yeah, and basically, I don't know. Basically, nobody's here right now, but I would just say reach out. If you have trusted friends or family, great. Whether you do or whether you don't, I am not a super busy person at times, but things are slowing down again as festivals are finishing up and stuff soon, or we aren't able to get to any others, uh, any more of it. But and I'm unemployed, trying to start up some self-employment, but it is a slow process. For anyone who's struggled with doing that, you know. And so I'm available to be here for you. And I think that's the best I can do is just let you enjoy my content, share your feelings about it. And if it means that you get, I mean, unless you suggest another way, YouTube is how we would connect. If it means that, you know, you open up a bit about things you're going through, um, I will respond. I will get back to you fairly timely too, for the most part. And you know, I live to help and entertain. And if I'm not doing either of those two things with people here to appreciate it, I feel like I'm dying. So even though things have been a little bit better lately, I kind of do feel that latter, you know, and it's very sad and it makes me wonder, you know, I covered it the other day, I think, but you know, what my what my purpose is, what am I, you know, we all should be here to help each other, but like what is my anyway. And I don't know if there's any irony in the title of this song, to be honest, or the lyrics, which I gave it a quick listen to, but I was familiar enough with the tune and most of the lyrics from, like I say, back in the day. Uh, so I didn't really look, or I didn't, yeah. But I wouldn't disagree that I'm already there and doing these things, but not to the capacity that I would like. That's really what it is. And if it's something else, it isn't obvious to me. It isn't necessarily any more achievable. It feels like, and that's not me being negative. That's me being honest and realistic and knowing the things that I would have to do, and either not knowing how, the steps, um, where, who to ask. Anyway, I hope that makes sense. But that's something I've been struggling with lately. So um, that AC is really loud. And this isn't necessarily a loud song. And it's actually kind of a, I almost said gentle song. I don't know if that's the word or not, but it might be. But it just gets so warm and stuffy without it on. So I think I'm going to keep it on. So there. hmm. You know, and I jumped right into that song right away. I'll admit, though, I understood if it wasn't the type of song for everybody. I would have thought maybe they might care. Well, maybe they got distracted with other things online or in general. Or, yeah, I don't know. I didn't think it was terrible. I don't know if I would say that it was super obviously country for those that don't like country. I don't know. I don't know. Same with this one. Same with this one. I don't think it has a. I mean, some of their other stuff, yes, and I might do some of it. I don't know, but I wouldn't think that they have. But I wouldn't think that this is a super country sounding song. There's a part of me that wants to wait to see if someone tunes in. There's also a part of me that I think is going to put on socks, and I'm going to. practically the same weather tomorrow, maybe a little bit cloudier. 14th, actually, I can't. Uh, but it'd be nice to get that done. Um, yeah. And, I guess I'll say it for anybody that's here after the fact and they're like, is he ever going to get to the song? I really am truly about to. And then if there's nobody here afterwards, I probably both feeling not motivated, not having any other ideas, will probably wrap up. But, a reminder, because I think that it makes sense because sometimes I do step away briefly and I don't know how to put a filler thing in. Or sometimes I'm trying to figure out what I'm doing next or whatever, or I'm rambling and I think at least some of it's worthwhile hearing and chatting about and relatable. But if people are feeling like they just want to be here for music, the reminder in any of the videos, including the longer ones, like one, you don't have to watch all of them. You can watch a little at a time or just a little. Two, you can skip ahead. You can skip ahead. I'm not saying you. I'm not saying you have to. You know, sit through anything you don't want to sit through, or that you yeah. Okay. Well, and again, an example, I do feel, although other appreciation is also important and appreciated, um, that one thing that this song could be symbolizing for me and others, whether it be podcast or just in our lives, that like our angels that have, our loved ones that have passed away, they're already here with us. Sometimes we can feel so lonely, and it's valid. Sometimes we kind of are, but um, it just kind of went through my mind that 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 the angels are already there, even when we feel like nobody else really is. I guess what I would say to that, I mean, and it's not all the time that things are quiet. I mean, after the fact, it may look like that because a lot of it happens in the live chat, the interactions for this channel, it seems like lately. Um, and that doesn't always display afterwards, even if I set it to, because most of the time I do. It's weird though, in the setup options, when you get to that screen, it bounces down. You have to scroll back up to select it. Almost every time, I think. I don't know why. But anywho, yeah. So I guess I'm just kind of used to kind of thinking that thought, and I feel like it's so much like it's a given, and like it's so obvious that I don't really consciously think it anymore. Um, but I guess it's good to remember, and it's also good to know that somebody just tuned in. So it was quiet there for a little while. Anyway, here we go. And if you have a song request or a topic request, feel free to put it below up in the chat. And here's a song with interesting chords. On the road, from a lonely cold hotel room, just to hear you say, I love you one more time. When he heard the sound of the kids laughing in the background, he had to wipe a tear from his eye. So he let inside feel the feels. Then a voice came on the phone, said, Daddy, when you're coming home. He said the first thing that came to his mind. But he isn't really, and he chose to put himself at risk. But anyway, yes, I'm already there. Take a look around. This is nice. Sunshine in your hair. I can Said I really miss you, darling. Don't worry about the kids, they're alright. Wish I was in your arms, lying right beside you. But I know that I'll be with you tonight. And I'll gently kiss your lips, touch you with my fingertips. So turn out the light and close your eyes. I'm already there. Don't make a sound. Just the beat of your heart. I'm the moonlight shining down. I'm your whisper in the wind, and I'll be there till the end. The love that we share, already there. We may be 1,000 miles apart, but I'll be with you wherever you are. Already there. Take a look around. I'm the sunshine in your hair. I'm the shadow on the ground. I'm the whisper in the wind, and I'll be there till the end. Can you feel love that we share? Already there. Already there. Already there. And the beer is already gone. Again, it happened. I had a different window open. I was following the music. I came back. I saw the indicator at the corner for a second, and then gone. I'm going to try something unique that I've maybe done before, but it's been a while. I don't mean to put so much whatchamacallit on this. I mean, sometimes, like I say, the videos do good. And even if it's not a huge number, it matters enough to me. Uh, it's a worthwhile number. Um, I thought I was saying, oh, he is live again. Um, or is he? No, there's someone that I follow. I thought it was saying, but I think that was because it was hadn't reloaded. Um, it hadn't reloaded that tab. Um, I do notice someone else I recently started following online, but she seems to have a lot of fans, and even though she's pretty good with the tech stuff at her age in her 80s, she struggles a bit with it. But no, like I say, again, it's not all the time, but it is somewhat often. And so I mean, I'm not doing this thinking that necessarily God's going to hear me. Lots of people are calling out to Him around the world. It's a big world, you know. I do believe in Him and a Creator, but I don't believe He's Almighty. And I think I don't want to offend anybody, but I think it's a little silly to do so. To think that one entity, even someone such as God, um, maybe some people won't like that E word, but it's the one that comes to mind at the moment. And you can see it in the world. I mean, there's a lot of chaos. I didn't put it in the title of this one or the other one where religion kind of came up, but I say more there. So I will say it was about a week ago. So feel free to check it out. But I'm just gonna do a little on the spot improvised song. Um, then I may go out soon, and then I'll come home and have lunch. Um, but I also wanted to watch that friend live, and I said, really. So, but I'm just curious to see what happens from this. I shared once before that there was one time I actually felt like I did, you know, the Bible is a hard thing to figure out and read. If you're not familiar with it, plus, some more than others, but religion kind of sometimes has a negative effect on people's lives, or it's just whatever. And um, it's a confusing read if you're not, if you don't grow up with it and you're not like, anyway. I think if one wants to be religious, they also don't necessarily have to read the whole Bible to have religious values and know some things. But um, that's where I might say he might not be able to hear all of us that are trying to talk to him, whether we're strong believers or not, and watch all of us and this and that. And that's why he gives us each other and our angels. However, I would say that maybe occasionally he will deliver very obvious little personal messages for us. So I don't know if that's going to come out of this, but we're going to try. I'm a little anxious. I don't know what's going to come from this. What kind of message I'm going to receive from, if I'll be able to tell, what's, uh, you know, loved one of God, or if it's going to come through a viewer, or what. I mean, I'm fairly open. So. I really don't know what. Part of me feels like I'm trying to be creative, and part of me thinks, no, just let whatever comes out. I mean, and it may be something that comes through me, like I say. So I would be more likely to say one of my angels, one of my loved ones that's passed away, but I don't even know. I don't even know. Sometimes show me which way to go. Try to read between the lines. Is that what we should do? I want to hear from you. You see me light up when I bring others joy. Be like the music, my humor, or my angelic eyes. I don't give it to me more. You know the struggles I've had before. Getting beyond the door. Am I ready to go beyond the veil? You can tell me a tale. I can hear that banjo's wail. remember. See others making it through. Maybe I will in December, but it's winter then. I need a rest of summer and fall on your season friend. Just a little more. And I know that my gift will bring them closer to me. I'm thankful. I'm thankful for those who believe. Try to make a difference, you should too. Every time we go out and you put on your shoes. So I'll have a good day as you go about on your way. Realize something is prepaid. You don't have money and it's too late to ask for something. Got nothing else, nothing to give like that. The smoke could be thicker, boiling. Seems to keep spreading quicker. I guess you know what's in my heart since you were there right from the start. But life slips away, so many things gone astray. People, places, wrinkles on sad faces. You know what's confusing? I've seen angels do some pretty cool things. Show me signs, tell me things. But sometimes they seem just as stuck as I am. Don't know what to suggest. I know there's been many times they get me where I am. And it's great. And I just gotta thank them. Only a couple of wouldn't smoke. So, I wish I hadn't spanked them. I wish I'd hugged them more. Says Daddy. I feel badly, but I'm trying to make up for it now. Trying to show you that I'm proud. Even if you don't think you're doing as much as you want to be doing. Sticking around, feet on the ground, head above water. My son and daughter. And I know this is a very personal hook, but it'd be so nice to have someone here hearing it. Share it. Nothing else. Back. I know the chords are very simple, but whatever. This is still special and healing, even if just in this moment. And if I keep it at the end of the video, and I remember which video, and I can do so, then I can always look back at this, I suppose, when I not feel like I'm getting a message from a loved one. I can come here and know that I have in the form of music and love. As you know, I send it to all who need it, who do not feel it, do not see it. It's been really nice to spend this time with you, but it's one of those times when I see you're going through the pain and you're feeling disdain. No one's here to hear your music. No one's here to feel your love. No one's here right now. We are all here up above. And I don't want to feel this pain. You can wrap up in your rolling. It made you better. That's a really nice sweater. God does not hurt. Don't forget in the blur all of his furry fur. From the heavens, waiting for you. Not up as many stairs as it could be, but it'll have to do. And there's hugs and there's kisses, gotta wait. So you should wait. Still don't know what to say, but you know that it is me. You know I'm singing this for you. I don't have a great voice, but you sang my words beautifully, sweetly, and it's filling my heart most completely. So I hope you get out there, I hope you don't feel too much fear. You'll enjoy your walk if it's not windy or rainy there. Some of this has been soft. I hope I can hear more over the AC, or I'll have to crank up the speakers. I definitely want to hear it again. Can't say it longer. I probably remember. Well, it might be more likely to remember more of it, or I might not. But so with my father's energy and with bringing in the reminder that my loved ones are there, whether I needed the reminder or not, and that is a God given gift. That although it's lovely when others can witness it and view it in a live stream or after it's posted and chat underneath the video, it's also very much I needed it sort of thing, and I got it. You know, I needed the love, I needed the healing, I needed the comfort, and I needed the presence. And I think it was actually a pretty good example of, as they say, although I say the presence ever changing, of being in the present. So, and if you're interested, I know nobody's watching right now, and this is at the end, but if you're interested, I will possibly. I think I'm going to promote this in the comment that this happened because some people do view afterwards. You know, I'm always ready, always willing to give a little bit of, have a bit of a scratch on my nose and just noticing. I don't want to make it worse, and can't believe I'm just noticing it because I think G was talking about that the other day. Um, but anyway, it's something that I also could do for others. You know, even in song format, perhaps I could try. Can't say the chords of the melody are going to be that interesting, but you know, and so what I'll say, because somebody did just tune in, um, I noticed, is that aside from the songs that were in the title, I did do a couple other ones, um, open to suggestions as well, and you left. You left. And my dad is actually saying, you know, I still don't quite understand. I mean, I do because I watch, you know, you and G are the ones that I guess I noticed most doing it. As you know, some of the family has already passed away. They do how they do up here, and then, you know, some of them, you know, there's not that many, don't really utilize it very much. And but you know, he says he likens it to. He says, sorry to say this, but my brother being in the studio, and he says, um, you know, he was there for that, just like he's here for this. Um, and that's why he's proud. And yeah, he just hopes that I will always look for the good, even when things feel fairly quiet or ignored. Uh, he says, I want to ask you something. If you don't think about that for a moment, you know that now you have memorialized this on the internet, or put it on the internet for people to stumble upon. But did you have a good time? Did it help your soul? He says, I'm just asking. Yeah, somewhat. Somewhat. I would say I still did. And it's probably always the case. He says, remember that. Remember that, and remember that you have us. He says, I know you want to do more. You want to reach more people, touch more lives. This, I didn't get too distracted in this video. I mean, someone was sure why not Riley. This might be the one. You know, and he says it really hurts my heart because you just want to heal and help in so many ways, and the opportunities just aren't coming for you. He says, I don't want to be sad. I want to be strong for you. But I know that we're both a little sad. We're all a little sad up here when we think about that. So just remember to also think of the things that make you happy. He says, and I would tell anybody that. He says, sometimes in our life, we might have to look a little deeper. The things that make us depressed or frustrated or whatever may be, stronger around us. But he says, I can't say for other people, although I think if they looked, they could find. But he says, I know that you and the others in your home, you know who I'm talking about. He says, I know that you are able to enjoy each other's company and do things that make you happy, even the simple things, and how you cherish them because you should. They're important. And so he says, I don't really need to go on about it. You know how to do that. I'm not saying that you will not feel depression, etc., about life sometimes. And I would take it away if I could and make it better. But he says, yes, I can give you messages and I can be there, just simply be there as well. But just like you say about God, and I and many of the angels up here have observed just that as we watch down and even here. Like a lot of the stuff that isn't great on earth does not happen in heaven. But, most of us, even though we're closer to God and we've all seen him at least a couple times, likely more, considering that, he spreads himself very thin. It's like almost like a long, 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 stretched out piece of fabric or silk. And it's like we don't see him like many would envision God, but we see his tapestry. If that makes sense. That's interesting. And it makes sense, I think. And we see his tapestry all around, but we don't actually see him. And he says, you know what? It's not that much different where you are and where everybody else on earth is. Yeah. And so I think we're both trying to remember kind of what led him to thinking that. Oh, right. I mean, so whether we're talking about God or the angels, I mean, the world has a lot of people in it, and we all are put here. Of course, not all of us are put here for absolutely everybody else on the planet. I mean, the internet makes it a lot more vaster than just the people we would, come in contact with on our day-to-day if we go out much. But, it's, he says, so we are there, but none of us are almighty. Some people will hear personal messages from God, which may or may not be, but if it brings them healing and comfort, okay. But I know that I and all the other angels are real, and we are here, and some people can hear them, and we're all very thankful for that. And he says the sun is coming out a bit more. I know you like it a little bit, because the sun can be a bit draining for you, but and he says there is a nice breeze, but he says, yeah, that it's pretty much the same thing. So we wish you a Merry Christmas. No, just kidding. We wish that we had more power to make dreams come true. But really, our biggest power is just being there with you and for our loved ones. And as you know, as you've been told, when you channel us, and this is something I only, within the past year or two learned, that when we channel, or when people pass away, they do still have feelings in the afterlife, but they're not as strong. If they seem strong when we're thinking about it or whatever, it's because we're also feeling the feelings. That's actually something that came up in one of my videos a week or so ago. We're feel the feels, ironically, and she was mentioned in that. The person who I remember that said that. So it's so they share in our joys, they share in our sorrows, and we're gonna feel them. We're gonna feel sad sometimes, So knowing that, it's not telling us not to feel it, but it's reminding us to try and feel the happy things too, because they kind of match our feelings. I guess that's what we'd say. That's kind of the point in that statement. And we don't want our loved ones to be sad, right? I mean, again, sometimes you need to feel those feelings. Just try not to the group work, try not to let them stay with you for too long. They'll be back. They'll be back. Sorry, this is a bit distracting. It's on this side, but it seems like it's on the other side on the camera. Yeah, that. But try and push through with the happy, positive feelings, with the healing, with the just catching my eye, that horse there. Pat Pete and that dad. And yeah, so to summarize this, if someone just tuned in, there was some music at about the 10 to an hour spot, something very powerful, and you left. So whatever. Why? Again, it could have been, I actually kind of want to watch this, but your device died, or your kid took the phone and pressed something, or whatever it is. So I'm not going to take it personally. It may have been, it may not have been, but I know what it was as far as what transpired in this video and what it meant to me. And I hope that you have gotten something helpful and enjoyable from it as well. Sorry, since I've been standing here, it's not that bright out, but I can tell that there's a lot of light coming through that window, so it's kind of behind me. But yeah, I kind of want to get this to 115 at least, just because I don't know. I kind of want to give it a few more minutes to see if someone tunes in, and another reason I don't want to. But I'm just thinking it's weird because, like I say, somebody else that I sometimes see go live, I had opened, I thought, her video to check out after this. I must have accidentally closed it or not opened it like I thought it did. Oh well. The other thing is this laptop does have to be plugged in just a moment. Take it right from the crate to bring it out. It's actually quite windy though, like quite windy. Like pretty windy. So I might wait. The breeze is nice, but it may just be a bit too breezy for my liking. I feel like I do need a bit of a screen break. It's only just a little after 10, so it feels a little too early to have lunch. But, and I'm really not feeling what I'm going to have, to be honest, but it's what we do have. I'm almost feeling a bit more of the spaghetti I was going to have at dinner. Even if I did get my check today, I'd be able to put it in an account. I think they'd be able to rub it if I can't check, can't. Spam account, just cash. I mean, you probably would like to put money in an account. And, but then I think, and I can see that money is attached to it, so it might work if I got it. Then I could get myself something. But, so we have two people here. I just want to catch you both up to speed because I'm going to be wrapping up soon. But just so that you know what was in this video, in case you might want to watch it. Obviously, some songs and you both laughed. I was moving a bit there though, but I thought it was a very moving welcome. I don't know. Anywho, okay. Wrapping up.